I like this outdoor vibes. I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, no one does podcasts outside. We're like kind of pioneering this, I think.
No, they all are inside. They're like little incels. They can't get laid. They're afraid of the sun. Vitamin D hurts them somehow. Like it doesn't make any sense. You got to be outside.
Exactly. Yes. I think we're just gonna dominate this outdoor pod sort of niche. Outdoor drinking
pod.
beer.
Outdoor pod.
Yeah.
Welcome to the outdoor pod, where we drink beer and enjoy some sunlight on a Friday.
Rob, what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm not drinking anything right now, guys. I got to be honest
Dude,
with you.
you're kind of leaving us out, leaving us hanging out here.
I know.
Two chairs and a six-pack.
It's a Friday at 5 p.m.
Yes, it's 4:30, so not 5 o'clock beer o'clock yet, just yet.
Oh, it must be the time zone difference, right?
I don't think I've earned a beer because the Red Sox got their asses kicked so monumentally last night that I don't feel like I've earned a beer.
Well, that's not your fault.
Well, do you play for the Red Sox?
I do, yeah. I'm in the I'm their one fan. I'm their only fan.
Yeah.
Bring it back to the only fan joke.
Well, they really need an only fan today, so
yeah.
Red Sox only fan. Only fans.
The best thing.
Rob, have you tell the people what you're about? Give a little intro.
So I'm Rob, aka Check Jesus. I work with startups, and I'm a pitch god. I help people pitch better, pitch doctor maybe, pitch Jesus. Yeah.
Ooh. PJ.
Yeah.
Pitch Jesus.
You got a little quiet.
This feels so good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you got a little quieter, Rob.
What?
That's better.
What is your camera?
It went down and now you're back.
Well, it's the Bluetooth. It should be the same.
Oh, yeah. Well, nope, it's better now.
What? No, is the microphone attached to the thing, but I can hear you through here? The mic is through the laptop? No.
Yeah, the mic's through the laptop. That would make a lot of sense.
Oh my God.
I think you could choose to change that.
Let's see.
We can't teach Onk this right now. We don't have time.
Dude, you could teach Onk all things. All things can be taught to Onk.
Yeah, all things non-technology related.
Old Unks don't learn new tricks.
We do learn new tricks. Don't say that. How dare you give up on me so easily, young one? All right, so I do think it is the microphone here, so I'm going to be closer. Unfortunately, you have to get a closer view of my ugly face now. Congratulations and welcome to 3 beers. Should be 3 beers.
No, 2 chairs and a 6-pack.
But there's 3 chairs and no. I guess it still is 2 chairs and a 6-pack. I love the Adirondack chairs. I know. The name is pending. I had an idea of between 2 burns or between 2 between 2 urns, and it would be 2 urns on either side, and you'd have you know what I mean? You'd be doing an interview between 2 urns of dead loved ones.
Yeah, that'd be one way to go out.
Yeah, be forever placed on the podcast studio.
Podcasting at funerals.
So the reason I don't have any beers with me, and I have to be honest with you, because I'm a man of honesty, is I have to help my dad move a very large piece of furniture right after this, and I don't want to be 3 beers deep driving down to Plymouth, and then, it's just not a good look. He just called me like a half hour ago. He goes, "Can you come down and help me with this large furniture item?" And I was like, "Yes, Dad." "Can it wait till tomorrow?" "No, it's your mother's birthday tomorrow, and she doesn't want me doing anything tomorrow." I was like, "Is it like a holy day or something?"
Yeah.
No. I swear, this is a real life conversation I'm having while I'm in a doom loop trying to get my new phone to work with me. It's quite different.
When you said doom loop earlier, I thought you were referring to doom scrolling.
Oh, that'd be so much better. I would love to.
That is like a better. It doesn't rhyme. It kind of rhymes. Doom loop. It's closer to rhyming than doom scrolling.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Well, you're a good son.
I'm a decent son. Yeah.
I think a decent son would say, "I'll come over tomorrow anyways," and still help. But the good son goes the same day.
Rob, speaking of fathers, so you aware of Screwball Whiskey? You ever heard of them? So we got my dad. We do like some memes and stuff for them and skits, and we got my dad to be in a video for them, like a skit. I'm gonna send it to you. It's hilarious.
I'll get your live reaction.
Because we can't be in it because we're under 25. Like I guess they have a rule with the alcohol companies. You got to be at least 25 to be in a video. So I was like, you know what?
Okay.
Who's like me but over 25? And I was like, you know what? My father. Oh, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
It might be the greatest video
I gotta see it
on the internet.
He's fired up. I was like, you gotta put some like boomer clothes on or something. Like I show up to the house, he's already wearing like some dad shirt, and like I'm like, you know what? You're totally fine. You don't even gotta get into character. You're already there.
I think that dad clothing is like guys get stuck in time. You know, like when they get married and have kids, they just stop. They just like go into a bubble and they don't really buy new shit, and so they'll just like kind of wear the same things until they wear out.
I feel like once you stop growing, it's like you don't have the need to get new shoes, new clothes all the time. Like I still rock a lot of the same shit from when I was like 19. You know, I think I stopped growing probably like 19, 20.
What do you guys feel about the high ride, like loose pants that girls are into now?
High ride, loose
the
pants?
The high rise like jeans that the women are wearing now, and they're like
it's like up to their belly button.
I always hear I always hear girls mention high rise jeans, and I just don't really know what they are. Like for me, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't like the baggy look. You want it. You know,
I don't
see
either.
the form.
No.
Yeah, you want to see the form.
I know. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Jeans just suck in general. Like I hate jeans, honestly.
A good pair of blue jeans looks good on the right person.
I'm talking about from like myself. The jeans are like uncomfortable.
I wear jeans.
It's because you want to show off. You want to show off that thigh tattoo. You're like, let me show you this thigh.
Yeah.
The thigh.
You know, me and Chris have the same one.
It doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's brand new.
I now have 2 matching tattoos with 2 different dudes.
That's sus.
What?
Yeah,
I don't have. That is sus. When
is one worse than 2? One might be worse.
One's worse than 2, in my opinion.
More sus.
Oh my god!
I technically have 1.5.
Yeah,
because Gabe's is like halfway.
And you basically have a QR code for your Grindr profile. So
that's a good one, dude.
Just beware.
That'll be fine. Beware.
Third one is like, that's when Taryn starts wondering. She's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
She's like, are you ever going to give me a child? And you're like, yes, I will.
Oh my god.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. I will. I'll give you a child.
Oh my god, I'm going to hang up
in your belly.
You're surprisingly good at that voice for some reason.
Turn the camera.
You do have very good accents. Like you're very good at the
British
when
one.
when you tell stories, you and Simon, it sounds like there's 2 different people talking. If I close my eyes.
If you close your eyes, there's some great outtakes from the other day with me and Steve where he was trying to do a British accent and he just can't do it. It's really bad. Mine isn't great. After watching it, I was like, oh shit, I got to tighten that up.
I think it's good.
I finished the sentence strong, but I start American. I finish British. So it's
get into it.
Well,
I feel like it's
I'm a dapper even with my accents.
Wait, can we get one?
You want me to do a British accent?
Can we get one right now?
You know, I can always slip into one. Yeah.
There you go.
It just comes.
It's more as a Simon Squibb accent.
Simon's more. He's more. Excuse me. Do you have a dream? Do you know what you could do? Is you could make content, and if you make content, then you have an audience, and then once you have an audience, you can sell anything. It starts with one step. Yeah, that's I was on one of his lives today. I popped into his live, and he was trying to help some boy. He's like, he was like 13, 14 years old, and he was giving him advice. He's like, have you watched my video? Like, I did 2 hours on how to start a company. Have you watched it? And he's like, no. And he's like, you should watch it. It's free. You can watch it. And somebody in the comments was like, he doesn't help anybody. I'm like, do you think he's just going to handhold you every single person, all 17 million followers, and help them step by step to like start a company? Or do you think maybe there's some fundamentals that he wants you to go through? Like, watch the video first, read the book, download the app. I have all these free materials. And once you've done those, if you still don't know what to do, then you're really screwed.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously it's not like it's just doing it as a hobby. Like he's obviously making money off it, but it's like it doesn't mean you can't still love it just because you're getting paid for doing it.
Well, all
You
the
know?
stuff is free except for the book, and the book's like $1.99 on.
Yeah, no, but I'm
It's
saying like I know it's
yeah.
free for all them. I mean, but it's like he definitely makes money off it somehow. Someone's
Yeah, but the point is like you got to do if you open source, like let's call it the groundwork, like the foundational pieces. You need to. This is the information that it's absolutely applicable to everybody. Have you gone through that information? It's like no. Okay, go to the foundation level. Take care of that. It's completely free. If you've done that, then you still need help. Then here's another thing. And if you've done that and you still need help, here's another thing. But like for people to be like, oh, he's not helping people because it's kind of crazy. I think people think that like he and other people like they're just gonna build a business for you. It's like that's not gonna happen. Like there's a certain level of your effort that's necessary part of the agreement. You know.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't even want a business built for me. Like the best part about a business is building it. That's the fun part.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Like
We were
people
yeah.
who are
Go ahead.
really like into entrepreneurship, once they have a successful business, what do? Start another fucking business. Like they don't
That's
like
right.
just end it right there. Like the
I was just
funnest part of starting something is starting something. You know?
The beginning stages of not knowing if it's going to work or not until it works.
100%. And like it's like chasing the dragon on that end where you like once you have that thing you just want that thing over and over again. I just got off a call with a young woman who's like in private credit, and she was like one of the first people at one of the biggest private credit funds in the world, and she left like a couple of years, like 18 months ago, because she got bored. She's like, I'm middle of the thing, like I'm making the thing go, but everything's already settled, it's already set up, and she's like, I missed the beginning stages. So she went to a different private credit fund. They got acquired within like 6 months by Blackstone. She's like, well, that's not what I want. So she went to now she's at a third one, and she's helping them stand up like an
No.
open-ended credit. It's awesome. No, it's great. But she was, the second part where she's like, oh, I'm going to start one new. And they're like, by the way, I know you just got here and you wanted to be a part of something fresh and new, but the biggest asset manager in the world just acquired us. Isn't it great? And she's like, no, it's not great. Let me go. I'm
Yeah.
like, I want something new. But once you have that bug and once you know what that feels like, it's really, really hard to turn that off for sure.
Yeah. Also, I think I mean, this is also just me thinking because I'm still like new to all this stuff. It seems like it just gets easier and easier for people to start another business because you just have all that prior knowledge. Each business brings unique problems that you have to solve. So when you start a new one, it's like you don't have to put as much time into it because you just know more.
You
It's
probably cut your stuff or cut out a lot of the fat in terms of like not making the same mistakes over and over again. So when you're on your fourth business, you're making 70% less mistakes than your first business.
Yes, and it's partially both of those things. You guys are right on it. And then there's the unwritten part, which is the hardest part, which is if you know that you will figure it out, you're more likely to figure it out than if you're unsure you'll figure it out. For instance, if I told you that in your bedroom you left your keys to your car and it is absolutely in your bedroom and nowhere else, you'd be like, if I stay in my bedroom long enough, I will find my keys. Versus, I think your keys are in your bedroom. You're like, maybe they're here, maybe they're somewhere else, maybe I lost them, maybe I didn't even bring them home. You're going to waste so much more time and energy than if you know for certain that the solution is there and you just have to find it. And so if you know
Yeah.
that the solution is in your head, like, I just got to get there, I know I can figure this out, you're more likely to figure out that if you're unsure of whether you'll be able to do that or not.
But yeah,
That's a great analogy.
it's a great analogy.
It's never been, I guess, formatted that way to me before, but it makes a lot of sense. Just like, because there's
Erasing
a
doubt.
million, erasing doubt. It's like, if you know it's somewhere, or if you don't, it's like unlimited possibilities when you're unsure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and the uncertainty of it all is what kills most entrepreneurs. They're not sure if they're going to be able to figure it out in time. They're not sure if they're going to be able to problem solve. They're not sure what's going to happen, and that uncertainty creates fear, and that uncertainty creates the opportunity for failure to enter into the equation. given enough time and resources and effort, you can figure out anything. But most people lack in one of those categories. And so the uncertainty creeps in and they're like, I'm just going to go do something else. And like stack onto that, because you haven't done it before, everybody in your life is telling you like, oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. Like, should you just go get a job? Should you give up? And that like wears on you over time. And so the hardest thing to do is to start a company the first time.
But yeah, I mean, do you still deal with uncertainty with Koo and everything, or?
Yeah, all the time. Even though we have so many good things going on, that it's kind of crazy. We still have, and every day I'm still like, oh, is this gonna work? And even though it's almost ludicrous at this point to question it, I'm just like everybody else. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like so caught up in all the work that we do that I don't really have much time to think about whether it's going to work out or not, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to think about it now.
It's a good way to think because, like you said, you remove, like what you just brought up about how other people in your life doubting what you're doing and putting those thoughts in your head and wearing on you. If you then do it to yourself, you're almost 100% likely to not succeed or to give up. So the fact that you're not even thinking of it, it just eliminates the idea of it not working, which, back to what you said, it's inevitable at that point for it to work.
I think what also like helps a lot is, so yeah, it's me and Chris in this every day together. So like we will throw the craziest like just one-liners to each other and we'll just immediately back it up. Like I'll be like, Chris, it'll be sick one day when we have like a Netflix TV show, and Chris is like, yeah, that would be sick. We can have like I don't know, Shane Gillis on there with us, and I'll be like, that would be sick. Maybe, he probably would be a good fit. Like, and we just like are so delusional in all these things that we just immediately back it up. Like, all right, we're going to like L.A. and it's like Chris like, oh my god, we could like run into who knows Mark Wahlberg on the street. I'm like, we definitely should try and see if he's there.
Well, I was thinking, it's like we could hit up all these people. Like, why not?
So, yo, you should hit him up. I'm like, yeah, we should hit him up.
I hit up one of my old classmates who's like blowing up on the comedian scene, because I was like, hey, you should come out. Like, we should hang while I'm in LA, because he's in LA now. And I don't know if he'll get back to me, but I reached out to like, I don't know, 100 plus people today, via LinkedIn, and just sent them a message like, hey, like I'm going to be in LA. We're doing this event. I'd love for you to be here. And if you can't be there, like send this to one or two friends. And it was like, I don't think I would have been able to do that 6 months ago, but now I just don't give a shit. I'm like, nope, I need this thing to happen. I'm going to do this action regardless of what people think of me. I really don't care. And so like, there's all these things end up stacking up, and they end up being the difference between you being successful or not. If you do, like, have confidence, you'll find the solution. If you've already solved some of these problems before, if you have enough delusion that you're able to keep going, if you're like, don't give a shit what people think, you're able to act quicker. Like, all these things add up to opportunities, or like things in your side of on your favor, that might be the difference in you being successful or not.
You brought up, you reached out to people on LinkedIn. I connected with like I like requested connections to like 50 to 100 founders in the LA area this week for that same reason, to try and get people to show up and make new connections and meet new people. And it's like you said, like 6 months ago, I didn't even have LinkedIn. I didn't even have the app. Yeah. And now, it's like today, it's like I'm have no shame in hitting up some random guy that's a founder of some company in Los Angeles just because we're going to be there and, going to these events.
Yeah, that's what's nice about LinkedIn. Like, even though it's a terrible, terrible place, it's good if you use it the right way. Because in a weird way, Rob, like, we met because of LinkedIn. Like, I met that dude, dude for just Dylan. I met him on LinkedIn, and he connected me to Sean. He connected me to Sean, who then connects me to you. Okay, and then I met Dom on LinkedIn, and I met Carson. We met all these people.
Aiden was a little before, but now we really know him on LinkedIn.
Well, yeah, I guess we kind of like started on LinkedIn. Like, Aiden was one of those people that was like talking about like you should be on LinkedIn. Yeah, so it's like, it's weird to think like, yeah, LinkedIn sucks. Some of the top 5 people I talk to on a daily basis, I all met through LinkedIn at this point. Does it really suck? I don't know. Maybe.
A couple things. No, No, it doesn't. It does suck, but it doesn't. Let me tell you a couple things. I First of all, I think we have 15 new people. I was just looking through the app, like 15 new people signed up for Pitch Lift LA. So we're getting there. We're going to be close to 200 by Monday morning, which is the right where we need to be to have too many people. So we're able to like flood. If you want last second ticket to get in, you need to come to Bucket List. Dude, we got it. We got it. So I'm still worried, but not as worried as I could be or probably should be. Number two, LinkedIn, if you do it the right way, if you curate your network the right way, which is probably the whitest, shittiest thing I've ever said in my life, but it's real. Like almost everybody on my LinkedIn, I know. Like my LinkedIn, if you haven't met me in person, on a call, at an event, like I probably am not going to stay connected with you because I do cleanse my LinkedIn. Like I don't know that fucking person. Why? On this
7,000 people?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I know I've met way more people than that, but those are the people that like I connected with on LinkedIn. So I put on this woman I was on a call with, I was like, connect with me on LinkedIn. Anybody in my network that you want to meet, just reach out and I'll connect you. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I know everybody in my network, like pretty much. And there's a few people that like reach out to me and want to connect, but if they don't make an effort to actually meet me, I just get rid of them. So like you have like 6 to 8 weeks, like you reach out to me, you connect with me. If we don't meet, I'm just going to get rid of you. Like I'm not going on there to get followers. I don't need that. But what I want is people to be able to, that I open it up to. And it's like, who in my network do you need to meet? They go on, they say, I want to meet this person. If I can't, like, if I don't feel comfortable reaching out to them and saying, okay, if this person wants to meet you, then it's not really my network. And so like, she's like, hey, I need to meet these people. And I was like, okay. And I was literally on a call with her, 20 minutes of talking. We got introduced to a great person. She already did some great intros for me. We have enough common connections. Like we don't need to spend months getting to know each other. You need to meet people. I'm going to text people. I'm going to hit them up on LinkedIn. We're going to make these connections happen. And that's what we did. We just spent like 30 minutes of me just going through my LinkedIn, like, oh, you want to meet this person? It's like, yeah. So like, here we go. Here's my best person for that. Here's my best person for that. And that makes it valuable for her. That makes my network valuable for her. But she's doing the same thing for me. So it's if you use it the right way, it's great. If you don't, it's kind of useless.
You're using LinkedIn how it was intended to be built for. All your connections, you know them. The people like you're doing business with or their friends. I don't think I even know 1% of people that follow me on LinkedIn or I'm connected with, to be honest.
Which two sides of it. If you're doing it for nothing, I guess, and just on there or just connecting with people for no reason, obviously that is dumb and doesn't bring you anywhere. But I guess in our standpoint, a random person could generate us money in any facet of like.
I mean, I have to accept anyone that connects me, even if they end up trying.
I guess we're going about it a different way than you. Like we don't know the people, but any connection to a potential customer for us, I guess you can say.
Well, I would love to know.
It would be cool. You know? Like the way you're going about it is like it's a lot more likely to do business with somebody if you actually know them.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
So you guys are more of a high volume play, right? Where it's like you're going to get opportunities, you're going to exercise those opportunities, and like by doing a volume of them, that makes you super valuable. Mine is the way I make money is a little bit different. It's like access to like hard to access resources. Like
quality over quantity.
Exactly. So it's like part of my life is just being like opening the doors that people don't even know exist. Like that's where I'm super valuable is like, hey, I can like I need to get I told the girl's name was Sam, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just told her, I was like, hey, I need access to this firm. Do you have it? And she's like, yeah. She's like, my best friend is like the second in charge over there. And I was like, no fucking way. She's like, yes. I'm like, I've been trying to get in over there, like trying to find a nice warm in because you don't cold reach out to these places. You go like, who in my network can get me in front of them? She's like, this place. I was like, what about this place? She's like, I have this person. I was like, oh my God. It's like those two intros. Her name's Amy. I was like, Amy, if you could make those two intros, like I'll be forever in your debt. She's like, yeah, I got you. I know them. There's a very easy introductions for me to make. I'm like, then any introductions you need, like I'm going to make them like 100%. I'll even like burn through some social capital to build bridges for you. And those where you can make up major games, like major league games. And these are major asset managers that you won't have access to, and most people don't even know the names of.
You said you don't even know they exist until you meet the right person.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of also some for us useful, our buddy Carson, he met him through LinkedIn, and he wanted to start an Instagram page, and he called me up. I gave him a bunch of tips on it, whatever organic social stuff on Instagram, TikTok, and he blew the fuck up. And he has like 4,000 some followers now, and I was so hyped to see it. And then earlier today, he's all on like the paid ads and making creatives and stuff. Just makes these super like sick ads, and
nice.
I call him up, and he runs us through like everything about setting up paid ads on Meta. Like he sits down with us for 30, 40 minutes today, had on a call with him probably another 20 minutes yesterday, and he's running it through us, helping us set this thing up. So it's like, I don't know. That is another thing that it was too hard for me to figure out on my own. And it's nice that someone I met through LinkedIn, like I'm able to help him out some, he's able to help me out some. You know, it felt good to, I don't know, cash a favor or whatever the hell you want to call it. But now I feel like I owe him now. It's a never ending thing. It's like now it's on me to need to repay him in some way for helping us out, because that was a huge thing that we were stuck on that he was able to help us out with.
That reminds me of in the show Suits when you owe me one.
Yeah, literally, that's what it feels like. Yeah,
but it's cool. Yeah, when you have the right. Keep going.
The number of zeros that you can put after like I don't care with a person, the bigger the things you'll be able to do with them. Like if you're counting hundreds with somebody, you're not going to do big things. If you're counting thousands of dollars between people, between friends, you're going to do maybe okay things. The tens of thousands of dollars, you're able to do bigger things. If you're not worried about $1 million between the two of you, and you're just like, yeah, let's go do it, and you're not keeping score, look out. You can do a lot of fucking shit together.
That's a good point too. Yeah, to be comfortable and have the trust to be able to do that with the right people. Because, like you said, you'll be like, I like the phrase you said. You'd burn social credit to build bridge with somebody else. Like that, I feel like speaks to that. It's like if you have the trust with somebody in your network, you can help them get so far. But then when you need it, they will do the same for you. It's like anything is possible. But if you just meet somebody and like you said, like if it's $100 and they don't want to spend that, like you're not even, what's $100? You're not even getting a hotel room that night. It's
like cold beer.
You have people that lose friendships over less than $100. You have people that lose friendships over a couple $1,000s. You have people that lose friendships over tens of thousands of dollars. And it's like, yeah, you guys can't collaborate well together. You're keeping score. Really great. Like if you want to do something big, stop keeping score. Just be like, I'm going to do this for you. I have high confidence in you as a person, and that we'll end up working together in some capacity, and we'll end up making more than that in the future. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Yeah.
And like,
I think this could all be broken down to when you go out to a bar with your friends. There's the friend they're going to the bar, you don't have a drink. They're like, oh, don't worry, I got you. I'll buy you a drink. Don't say anything about it. Then there's the friends who you have to ask them to get you a drink, and then they're like send you a $3 Venmo for a Miller Lite or something. And there's the friend who's like, no, I'm not buying you a drink. Like, buy your own drink. So it can only be broken none of that. Like, I feel like for me, if I'm out at a bar with friends, I'll just like buy my friend a drink. So I'm just like, oh yeah, like they'll buy me a drink next time they go up. It's like you don't really think about it. You're not keeping a dollar amount in your head of like, oh wow, I bought him 7 beers, he bought me only 5, he owes me $6.50 or something. Like that's the kind of you can take that semantics and bring it to a bigger level with business.
With opportunities, with introductions, with network, like all that ends up mattering. It's like, who can I introduce you to? How can I help you? Who can I open the door? Like, not a lot of people have the keys to every door or know where all the doors are. Almost nobody's like that. But there are a lot of people that have doorways and secret ways of getting things done, or like know people, that you need to build up, social equity with them. You need to do some favors. They'll do the same thing. And like, if you can work it the right way and collaborate with people that play a long game with you, you get really, really fucking dangerous. Like it's just what it is. And most of the time, the people that you can do this with are playing a long game. Like, I want to be doing this 20 years from now with you. Okay, I'm going to treat you differently than if I just want to get this one thing done. One of those things is a Tinder date, and the other thing is a marriage, and you don't treat those two relationships the same way.
What is your
analogies
biggest?
Are great.
Yeah, when you're meeting someone, what's the biggest green and red flag when you meet someone?
Great question.
Now, the biggest green flag is like, what can I do to help you? Like, how can I help you? Like, when someone's asking me, like, what can I do to help you? What can I do? Is there anything you need from me? Is there anything I can help you with? That's a huge green flag. And the biggest red flag is, can you help me with this? Who do you know? Who do you know that can help me with this? And it's like, I just met you. And it's so weird, but like someone who's like, hey, can I help? What can I help you with? You're like, oh, what can I help you with? And it just kind of flows better. If that makes sense. It's almost like, I think the biggest red flag is when I see signals of like scarcity mindset. Like as soon as I see those things, like they're worried about the little things. They're very concerned about, I need to win this. If you win, then I lose. That kind of mindset. I'm always like very like looking out for that kind of mind. Like, wait, you think there's limited resources? Like, if you think there's limited resources, we're probably not going to be able to do a lot together. If you think there's unlimited resources and we just have to access them, then yes, the like green light all the way. If someone's acting in ways that like show me they're thinking about long term, they're thinking about what can we do together in 10, 20 years, like okay, I'm in. If they're like let's get this thing done together, that's really short term, and it's probably not as good of a situation generally.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot of truth to that. Because I mean we've dealt with that.
Of course you have.
Recently, in terms of like being in a competitive niche, not necessarily that it's too competitive, but like knowing our competitors and working with some and not working with others. We've had that like same philosophy happen where one person is willing to work together on things for the long run, and then one that is like you said, limited resources. I need to own the market. Like fuck off, essentially. But then somebody else will be like, "There's plenty of fish in the sea. How can we attack it all together?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which there's a lot of truth to that.
It's a respectful way. It's like it's not even like keeping your enemies close. It's more just like understanding like you couldn't even dominate the entire market if you wanted to. You might as well be friends with your neighbor. That's almost more so what it's like. Because yeah, I mean, I guess you can even call it a competitor at this point. We do so much different shit at this point. Like he's one of our good friends, honestly. Like we have a good friend, we're good friendship with him. One of our other competitors, fucking hates us. So it's like
it's Tale Two Cities like, right there.
It's like you hate us just because we're in your niche, essentially.
Yeah, I saw like similarity in what you were saying to that in terms of like you said, like, is there unlimited opportunities, or is it just finite amount that it's like I don't know like how to phrase that in terms of like what we were going through. It just seems so similar of like what you're getting at, and then seeing it in real life is like that's very true.
Yeah, and I mean we could go on all day about a bunch of these things, but like that's a good indicator is like are they a frenemy, or are they a real enemy, or are they a friend? And frenemies will like waste so much of your time and energy because you feel like, oh, we're building something together, and realistically you see them as a collaborator and they see you as competition. Those are the worst things in the world. Like those are the people that I guard myself against the most. It's like, oh, you actually don't actually want what's best for me. You want me to win as long as you're winning bigger. You want me to be successful as long as your success is bigger and more. It's like, that's not going to be good for us like long term, because like what if I do really really well, like,
yeah, I think it's like when people come on strong, that's a big red flag for me. Not like they're trying to like make a move on me. I'm more saying I guess
that third leg tattoo is not going to come from
nowhere. I mean maybe I'm giving them mixed signals. Like it's not their fault, but it's like people will only like they talk about working together, and all they're focused on is like they want to be on corporate dudes, they want to be in videos, they don't want to actually do any of the actual stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's like, all right, you're just here just to be in a video that's going to get millions of views. It's like why would I do that for you? Like I can get anyone to do that. Plenty of friends we can pick from that would be.
I'm proof of that. You put me in a skit and it can get a million plus views.
Yeah.
Like, what
and it's not like I'm like trying to like. No. I don't really care if like someone's in a video, but if you're just badgering all day long, you want to work with us, but you're not really working with us. You're just trying to profit off our platform essentially. And I really have no time for that when you try and like, if that's what you want, just be straight up about it. And I'm cool to like work you in if you want. But I want to be like, I want to make skits. I want to do this. Like, can I be in one of your videos so I can like learn a little bit, learn your process, and help out, like get started? Like, I'd be like, I'm down. But when you try and stage it like it's some business partnership that you're like really helping us out, like, it's like I don't really have time for that. And that comes across us a lot, to be honest.
I'm recalling like our first interactions, which like happened me walking around this backyard like hitting golf balls, and
I
and
remember
then
that.
you were like, "Oh, we're going to England." I was like, "Oh, let me like introduce you to Jack, and maybe you can like get some time with Simon." Because it was like, "Oh, you're gonna be there, like you're gonna be in London, like why not?" And
But yeah,
like that, I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Yeah, these guys fucking rock. Like let's see if they can get a collab going. That'd be fucking amazing." And then when we were in New York, like we got done pounding beers with Dom, and I'm like, "Of course I'm gonna bring you guys back to the Virgin Hotel. Of course, like why wouldn't I? You know, like what are we doing?" But how, like a lot of people like safeguard that shit. Like, no, this is mine. This is mine. It's like, why?
yeah, no.
What do you think this is?
No,
Like,
nothing is yours. Nothing is anything. You know, it's at the end
That
of the
was
day, it's
awesome,
nothing.
by the way. That was
Great.
That was a great opportunity too. That was surreal.
My
I was like,
favorite
is
part
he
of
actually about to bring us there?
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. I love doing favors for people. Like, it makes me feel good to do a favor for someone.
Absolutely.
It's just it's more like when it's a clearly a snake in the grass that's trying to like stage themselves as a friend, like you were saying, and they're looking just to get in, know things, and get out, and that's that. You know, like those kind of people suck, and they're very, very prominent in the social media space. It feels like, to be honest,
Everywhere.
like
Because they're
all
cloud
over the place.
chasing. They're just trying
Like
to like.
they're so like stingy with everything. Everything is so transactional. It's like it's not. There's no like, I'm just do a good thing for you because I'm a good person. I'm doing you a favor, not ask for anything back. It's like there's not much of that. So anytime I see someone that's like that or meet someone that's like that, I'll cling to them. It's like it's like great people to kind of rely on and lean on and for support when you're like, when this shit just gets too much sometimes. You'd be like, damn, this day sucks. I had to do this, this, and this. And they're like, dude, it's totally fine. Like, listen to what happened to me today. And like, they just kind of transparently tell their wins and losses. They're not trying to buff things up for you. They're not trying to hide things. They just speak candidly. And those are the best people, I think. People are just like not putting a facade on at all. They're just talking from the heart.
Just gripping and ripping. There's a couple of things I'm gonna touch on, and they're, I don't know if they're Yogi Berra, but they're Robisms. One is like I talk about the truth paradigm, like the timeline of truth. Like when you know very few people, you can lie because you can keep your story straight. When you know a bunch of people, you have to tell the truth, otherwise you'll be found out as a liar very quickly. And then you get to a point where whatever you say is the truth. And I tell people all the time in this phase of my life, you're very lucky. Right now, I have to tell the truth all the time because I talk to way too many people. There's no way for me to keep it straight. But in the future, in the not too distant future, whatever I say will be the truth. This is just the reality of the world. Because like if I say it, enough people will believe it that will become the truth. That's what happens. Is like you get to a point of infamy, and you guys are probably pretty close. Like whatever you guys say, people are just going to believe. Like you could tell people anything you wanted about me, and they'd be like, "That's probably right." You know?
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Especially in the right setting and the right topic. It's like, oh shit! Like I am gonna take your word verbatim and never question it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's power.
Talk about that. People are always talking shit. That's always a red flag too.
Because they're going to talk about somebody else bad too, right?
You know,
what are they saying about me behind my back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like if you're gonna, especially if you don't know somebody that well, and they just are ripping on like 10 different people for God knows why. It's like
what
you're
going
to leave this conversation and then go tell the next guy that you hated me.
Yeah. No, I think I like to think that I give people benefit of doubts when it comes to that. Like you really got to do it multiple times for me to be like, all right, you just do this to everyone. You don't really, you just lie and talk shit because you don't even really know how to talk. That's like that's all you know how to do.
if you like, another thing is like loose lips, like, someone that just gives away information that was obviously just meant for them, like, oh, do I need to sign an NDA for you to know to keep your fucking mouth shut? Like, that's problematic, right? Because ultimately, if I have to say like, hey, Gavin, every time we have a conversation, like just between us as friends, like I have to worry about that information getting out. You're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to share a lot of real information with each other. You know what I mean? And so, I I have again my own method of dealing with secrets, but like I'm not to pat myself on the shoulder. I'm a tremendous secret keeper. I just developed like an incredible method for myself to keep secrets, and it's put it like secrets are hot for 36 hours. You put them away for 36 hours, and I promise you won't care about them. You won't want to tell them at all. You'll even forget about them. And so my secrets, when someone's telling me something like this seems confidential, I throw it into an imaginary vault. There's a floor of the vault that has like acid floor that the secret falls through the floor, and it's like dozens of stories down. I forget the goddamn secrets. Like I don't even remember these secrets, and that's my mode of dealing with them. But people can tell me things, and I've had friends that are like, "Do you remember that thing I told you?" I was like, "No, like it was a secret. Remember I told you?" Like, "Yeah, why would I remember it? It's a secret." And like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You needed to unload it. I was your vessel for unloading it. You meant for me never to tell anyone, so I didn't keep it. I let it go." And they're like, "Oh, but you don't remember this part of it?" I'm like, "No. Why would I remember? You told me not to tell anybody. Why would I ever remember it? What am I going to do with it? Like, it doesn't make any sense." Um, that's another one where like, can I trust you with information? I've had people that I could have done a lot with, and I gave them little pieces of information, and it got back to me. I was like, okay, got it.
That's always the worst, man.
The worst. But let's talk about good things. Like good things are like people that surprise you in ways, like when they do things and they go out of their way to show appreciation for what you do for them. I have so many people, like especially founders in my life, that have just been really really gracious with their networks, with their time, with their resources, with their reputations with me, that I just wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be sitting where I am today, which is nowhere, by the way. But if I had accomplished much, if I've accomplished anything, it's because of so many people have taken tremendous amounts of risk with me and bet on me. And so like I'm just thinking about this heartwarming note I got on as a comment on a post I did on LinkedIn yesterday from this gentleman Sunil, who I haven't talked to in maybe 5 or 6 years. And he said something along the lines like, I posted, let me read it because it's actually so fucking good. It really really touched me, obviously because I remembered it so well. Look at me now. I'm
went into the vault.
Yeah. No, this
The
is
vault
not a
of remembering.
vault.
You might have
my
just
God.
dementia, Rob.
Dude, that's very likely. He said, now I want to get it right. He goes, a few years ago, I mentioned in my book that Robert Hughes is one of the few people that really builds an innovative ecosystem for entrepreneurs. You're definitely going global. I haven't talked to this guy in 5 years. At the very closest time period that I can recall was like I may have talked to him at the beginning of COVID in 2020. It's been longer since I've seen him. And he just
Book about
randomly,
you?
no, he wrote a book and he mentioned me apparently in his book. I didn't know he wrote a book, and I definitely didn't notice he knew he mentioned me in a book. That's a little bit too much, to be honest. Like I probably didn't earn that. But it was
That's sick, though.
yeah, it was like literally I was touched. I was like, God damn, that I almost cried a little. I was like, I'm gonna get a leg tattoo with matching leg tattoo with a friend. That was such a good burn, and he's on his phone, so he fucking missed it. Unbelievable.
No, I didn't hear
Oh,
it.
He
so
said
good.
it touched him so much that he's gonna get a matching leg tattoo with his friend about it.
Oh, that was a good one. See, when you have to tell someone to repeat the joke, it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
The worst.
but it was good.
Not,
I had no problem.
I saw someone
repeating
say
it
that.
'cause it was that
If anyone
good.
ever really insults you, you just be like, "Oh, what was that?" And you make them repeat it, and then it turns on them. And then you're like, "Oh, I was just kidding, man. I was just fucking around." And like, it's just kind of like I don't know.
That's it.
I saw that. Like, I'm not going to
Psychology right
use
there.
that, but
It's kind of a good tactic.
I don't know. I don't know.
I saw
I don't know how to
somebody
like
Unless
that.
they really hit you back with like
If someone really digs deep, like I'll just take it too far, and then like they'll be awkward. Like that's
I
usually
saw a
how it
guy.
goes.
I
Like,
saw
oh,
a
you
guy.
made a like, I think I can handle a joke. But I think I don't think it happens very often. Maybe like 3 or 4 times in my life. But never really about me. You can say whatever you want about me. I feel like I literally self-deprecate myself for a living, so I don't care if it's really about me. It's more like you come out like a family or like a really close friend or just someone just really really fucked. And also like that has to be very far because I have a very dark sense of humor too. So you can imagine. I think all of my crash outs have been justified. Maybe I'm just delusional though. Clearly I am. But
I crash out, but it's not usually about things that happen to me. I think there's a couple of things I think of. One, there's a gentleman I saw who's like an assassin with this, and he would ask like a very vulnerable question, like, "Did you mean to hurt me when you said that?" And it was just like a really honest but confrontational way of like getting to someone. I think of it more like George St. Pierre, who's one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, talked about how he was able to keep, position on the ground, and he said if you resist, like especially in these moments where you're like, I need to dominate this moment, you end up losing long term. Versus if you're like water and you just let it flow, you'll win because you won't lose top position. So
very true.
Oftentimes when someone like comes at me and they're trying to get to me, it's kind of hard to get me. Like I'm very like I love a good joke even if it's at my expense. But the other thing is like I'm probably not going to give you the thing you want. Like I know what you want. I'm probably not going to give it to you. And the last one is like no, like have a hill you're willing to die on, and don't tell anybody where it fucking is. Like you're just not going to know where my hill is. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I also.
Is it when you were kids? It's like the bully is not going to bully you if you give no reaction.
It's
like
boring.
Once the reaction stops, then there's no fun in it for the person that's being an asshole anymore.
Like, hey, stop bullying me.
I'm gonna fucking bully the fuck
Hey,
out
don't
of
do
you
that.
If you say that. But yeah, if you don't give a reaction, like you said, you're not gonna know what gets you. Then it's no longer fun for the person that's doing the antagonizing.
I think probably the easiest way to get me is like say something lazy. That's when I get annoyed. I know it doesn't offend me, but it annoys me. Like it just brings something better. Bring something more than that. Gosh, that's annoying. You like when people bring the lazy shit, like, oh, you have long hair, you're like a girl. It's like, oh my god.
Like, oh, a nice man bun.
Yeah, nice man bun. Like, okay.
If you cut me off in traffic, I would definitely yell that at you. I'd be like, nice man bun.
I'm like, thank you. Oh, thank you.
You take it as a compliment.
Yeah, if you said thank you, I'd be like so confused. I'd be like, whoa, what?
Yeah,
it's like that video. I saw this thing once where it was a tweet, I think, and someone was like, I cut someone off in traffic. I honked at someone in traffic day. I did something fucked, like road rage. And instead of he flipped him off. And instead of getting a finger back, the guy just did a thumbs down and shook his head. And he was like, I felt so bad about it. And I was like, that's like,
thumbs down.
That's kind of like, hey man, that's not cool.
That wasn't good. You can. It just You just really depends on like what time domain you want to win in. And like, what time domain do you really want to win in? If you want to win right now, you're going to make some big sacrifices to do that. Do you want to win like 10 years from now? Like, you're going to probably have to sacrifice a little bit right now in order for that to happen. And I tend to think that the farther out you can put the goal line for like when you want to accomplish something, the better the decisions you're going to make. Like, if you wanted to live for 100 years, you wouldn't be drinking beers right now. Right?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not necessarily. Okay, you're
right. If you're mathing, right, you'd be like that guy
Yeah.
who's like, don't die, Brian Johnston, right? You'd be like, oh, I'm making all the right decisions because he's playing a very long-term game with his health. Okay. But you could put that in any situation. If you want to win the moment, you can say the most awful things to someone and destroy a relationship. Absolutely nuclearize a relationship. In fact, most relationships fall apart because people are in the moment, want to win that moment, and they say things that you can't unsay anything. That's the reality of life. You cannot unsay one fucking thing. There's no way for you to unsay it. So once it's left your mouth, you're not getting it back. And so if you want to go through life and blow up a bunch of bridges, say some nasty things that you're thinking, and you'll be left on an island very, very quickly. If you want to have like a lot of opportunities, you'll be careful about what you say because you're thinking longer term, like, hey, there might be something with this person down the line, and I can give in to my instincts right now, and it'll feel really great right now, but it down the line, it might hurt me a lot. It might hurt me a ton.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I definitely take the silence route. If a really significant thing comes, like doesn't matter if it's like, some sort of relationship, a friend falling out, or I haven't really had any of those honestly, but or like you fucking got threatened to get sued, and just didn't respond. Like you just don't say anything. Like you just like you let people crash out on you, and you just don't say anything. Just kind of like, yeah, sure, you might have won that. Like you said, you might have won that 5 minute thing, but then you probably look back at that like, wow, I look like a fucking complete asshole right now. I look like a complete idiot. Not even just an asshole, you look like an idiot because you just crashed out on someone who doesn't give a fuck, essentially.
I mean, again, you need an opponent for it to work. You need somebody to respond. If you're over there like just going at somebody and they're just like they're just sitting there nodding, like you end up, no matter how good the takes are, no matter how hot they are, no matter how on point they are, it doesn't matter if you don't say anything. It's just you kind of eventually just starts turning against you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eventually,
you
it
look
just
like
gets
an
like everyone's
asshole.
like, "Oh God, okay, are you done? Are you done?" It's like, "No, I'm not done. I still have all these things." Like, I know you have all these things. How
It's like,
about exercising a
okay.
little thing called self control and shutting the fuck up? Because right
Dude,
now, all you're doing is burying yourself.
you ever seen that Key and Peele skit where the guy's like crashing out about something, and then like the other's like, okay, and the dude keeps
Yes,
going like crazy and crazy,
yes,
and just yelling like
yes,
he's proving something that's like
yes.
undeniably true, and the dude's just like weird, and he just goes like okay, and
It's
just
like, why is
keeps
that
like
funny? Why is
going
that
and
funny?
going and going, and that's
Yeah.
a great example because the guy's crashing out with complete logic, completely in the right, talking about something that is like undeniably true, and he ends up looking like the idiot in the skit in the video because he's the one who's getting so upset about someone just like not engaging with him,
Acknowledging,
not
yeah.
acknowledging it, not giving it time of day.
There's this real life experience that I had after the bank run at FRB, and like a bunch of us went over to Citizens Private, and there were a bunch of our colleagues, our former colleagues, who were trying to come over, and they had been assholes, the prior decade plus, and we were just like, nah, that's not happening. Like, just no, we're not bringing you over. Like, we're here, and they're asking us whether we should have you on the team, and we're saying no, and people like that played the game of like, we think this is going to be forever, and I have power, or I have leverage in this situation, and I'm gonna use it as frequently as I can to win. Then when when it was a level playing field, and it was like, hey, relationships matter and how people think of you matters, they were left out in the cold, and it was their own doing, and their options were really limited because of the way they treated people. And so it's like, I don't know. It takes just as much energy to be kind and caring, and and take some lickings in the moment, and just it doesn't cost anything extra to not be an asshole. It costs, but it can cost you everything if you are one.
That is true.
Did you ever watch Entourage?
Yeah, admittedly, but
That
it's been a long
reminds
time.
me. That reminds me of when Ari got fired and then he came back and owned the firm. And he came in with the paintball gun, and all the people were like, "Oh, Ari, I'm so sorry," or "Ari, I want to work for you," and he shoots him with the paintball gun because he remembered every single person that was he when he left the firm. He had the secret code, CC Fly or something like that. He would say, and Davies turned on him. And then Davies wanted a job from Ari when Ari came back. It reminded me of that. It was pretty good
People are gonna
scene
like,
to reflect on.
people will tell you who they are, and you just got to believe them. That's the other thing. It's like, okay, like, I don't have to respond, but like, I know who you are now. Like, thank you. When people tell me who they are or show me who they are, I'm like, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Got it. Thank
dude,
you.
it makes you think. We work with this company that places like they're a remote like global contracting hiring agency, so they place like people primarily from the Philippines into like U.S. companies. And just as we make content for them, we talk to them like weekly. We hear so many stories of how awful some of these companies over here treat these Filipinos. Like they treat them like they're literally like ChatGPT. Like they'll text them like the most insane things, and then they'll show us screenshots. Obviously, we can't like do anything with it, but they're just trying to paint the picture of like, you know, companies that do treat these people right, like they get more out of it because these people want to work for them. They get no churn. Like you treat these people like humans and right, respectfully, like they will love you forever and they will work harder. And people that are constantly awful employers essentially will just keep churning through employees forever and ever.
And then they end up just cutting that client off.
Yeah, and then the client ends up being voided eventually. So something like, you know, it's not like I was planning on being an asshole to overseas workers, but now that we are hiring people like from overseas, it's like something to keep in mind. Like, yeah, we're gonna treat these guys like kings because they are doing things for us, and they're helping us with all this shit that we have on our plate. Like, why would we not treat them like, holy shit, you're the best person in the world? Like, thank you so much.
The world is a smaller place than you think it is, and like people talk, like eventually who you are will be known. It's just the realities of life. I don't know. I just want to be a. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, Rob screwed me over. He like did me dirty. He was an asshole. He didn't help me when he could have and when he should have. That's not. I'm dropped the ball more than I should, but it's not from a lack of. It's not from a point of like not trying, and it's not from a point of like, hey, I've tried to screw you over, or I'm trying to get one over on you. I try to operate from a place of honesty as often as I can and help out my friends. And yeah, it's a much better way to live. I don't have any trouble falling asleep at night.
That's true, man.
Oh my God, my kids just got home and they got crazy haircuts. Oh my goodness, their flow is so much shorter.
No flow.
No, they have flow, but it was getting a little out of control. Oh my gosh.
Too much flow. Too much flow in
like teenagers, bro. Holy shit.
They got the bald fade?
Yeah, but they're not
low taper fade for Bear?
No, but Bear went a lot shorter than Teddy. Teddy's got some. I'll send you a picture, Chris. It kind of reminds me of like young Chris.
But the old flow.
When they get the hair cut, it just like they look older for whatever reason. I don't know what that's been. Very
always, consistent. Yeah. You look. Yeah. The cleaner the haircut, the older you look.
Yeah, that's why I look like I'm 1,000 right now.
Ancient.
Did you like that Italian accent? Hey, you're looking good. You feel good.
Oh, the fuck. I think I'm gonna look like. I think I look probably years younger right now than I would with the bald fade buzz. When you first met me, did I look younger or older?
No,
I don't know if it's that much of a difference yet.
No, not that much of a
even
difference.
Even this, it's because
it feels like it for you.
It's unkept. It's like crazy. It's not like
it's not
professional.
It's not
like no. And if you cut it right now, then it would be like okay, then I would notice it. But right now, it's just like it's been growing the entire time I've known you. So
that's true. I guess you've seen the progression.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen the progression more than anybody because
everyone's gonna have man buns now because Rob put everyone on.
No, I'm more of a mullet guy.
I aspire to have a mullet one day. You know,
one day you have to do it. One day.
No, I think what's more likely is that I'll like revert when I'm done being in the public eye. I'll just cut my hair and shave my beard and disappear. Like I'll just do it. I'll disappear in plain sight. I'll just be like walking around. People won't even recognize me. I'm like, perfect. That's what I want.
Yeah.
When I'm done doing all the favors. No, I won't do that. No. You know, because it's
can't
like
publicly say that because it'll trace back to them.
Oh yeah.
You can't even. We're gonna get canceled for thinking that. But the point is like, I think most of this stuff is like play a really long game, live a life you're proud of. Like you're gonna get more cracks at the apple than you think. It's a lot quick. It goes by a lot quicker than you think too. Like you guys are gonna look up and be 30 and like what the hell, and then you'll look up and be 40 and like oh my god, what just happened? So like enjoy the shit out of it because it's one you get one run through the ride and it goes by fucking fast. Like
yeah,
we hear that all the time.
That's why I'm like I don't understand why
nobody takes advantage.
Like I would literally shoot myself in the face with a gun if I worked some like 9 to 5 until I was 65 and retired. Like I don't even care if this falls and burns tomorrow. Like I would just start something different because it's fun. It's like I would like to be when I'm older and when I have kids to be like, yeah, I made a business out of memes. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want, you know? Mm-hmm. Like that's like something that if you told someone that, you tell someone that now, they're like, look at you crazy. But
they do look at us crazy.
And like I don't care. I think in like 5 years, 10 years, that it'll be like a standard thing. Like all marketing agencies will have to have a meme arm or they won't be able to compete. So yeah, I'll definitely be like, yeah, you could do whatever the hell you want. Like you can make a living doing whatever the hell you want.
I think one of the things that I respect and admire about both of you is that you arrived at that point where I'm just getting to, like so early on in your path and in your journey. And I just like, I just think, holy shit, like, what are you guys going to be able to do in the rest of the years that you have? Because you have so much more time to like maximize your window and like maximize your impact and like you're starting out, you're getting to where a lot of people never get to is like, oh, I can make money out of thin air. It's like, yeah. And you're doing something you love, which most people never get to do. And you're doing it at such a young age. It's like, oh my God, like I wish I was as wise as you guys are now when I was in my 20s. Like, fuck, it took me forever to get here. It took me so much longer to get to where it's like to realize like, oh my God, I provide so much value. I can directly monetize what I'm doing to my own benefit. Like I can create my own empire, I can create my own brand. It just took me so long. And when I look at the both of you, I'm like, holy shit, you're inspirational in a lot of ways. Like that you got there so quickly, that you had your finger on the pulse so early on in life. Like, oh my God, that's what I want for my boys is like to never work for somebody else. Just like, what are you talking about? Like I built a company from the get. Like why would I work for somebody else? Why should I? There's no reason.
Anything you do for someone else, you can do for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That means a lot, Rob. I mean, like, dude, we look up to you. Like, I hope you know that. Like, me and Chris talk about you all the time. Like, in great ways. We're like, love to see what you're doing with Koo and how much success you've gotten in just like what 3 months, 4 months. I mean, it might be a little more than that, but around a couple months. Like, you know, like you're a great guy. We fucking love we love that you take time out of your day to fuck around with us.
Do this right now to have, like you said,
like
part of the reason why Gavin and I, sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to go back to how you said we are like, you like how we're like further along than the average person might be, but part of the reason is that because you take the time out to talk to us and teach us about things as well. It's not just what we've done ourselves, it's the people that have given us the opportunity to do that. Like going to the events with you and learning about what you're doing in your day-to-day and seeing the scale of things you've accomplished makes us want to do that tenfold. And being on a call like this right now on a Friday afternoon, you taking the time out and like the stories you tell us, we learn from every single time. So like we're only here because of people like you, honestly, at the end of the day.
I appreciate that. I've worked with a bunch of like students coming out of universities and they want to start companies and some of them do it successfully. Something about the way that you guys are doing it is just so remarkable to me. And I don't know what it is because I've met kids that are like 19 years old and they start companies. You're like, okay, but I don't know. There's something about the way you guys are doing it that's just like very, very. I hate to say unique because that's one of a kind, but it is unique. Like the way you guys are doing it is so interesting to me. It's so free. Like most of the ones that are doing it that at a young age, they're like cucking themselves out to investors and they're like doing like, I got to like build this $1 billion business and like all this shit. And yours is just so real. Like, no, we're changing the way people talk about their companies.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's basically like, what we're trying to do. Our goal is to break down that corporate jargon and just make people be them. Like that's like kind of the goal of it all is why pretend to be someone you're not. Everyone pretends to be a person at work for 8 hours a day, every day, for years, for 40 years. They pretend to be someone they're not. Their boss comes into the room. They're like, let me pretend like I'm working. It's like, why do we like, all of us know they're doing that. Even their boss knows they're doing that when they walk in the room. It's like, why are we doing this? It makes no sense. Further along from it, I think a lot of the reason why I really cherish what we do is, I mean, we definitely want to make money. That's a huge thing. But me and Chris got into this stuff because we are pursuing freedom. We're pursuing the freedom from the mundane bullshit of life that so many people deal with, and they deal with all this bullshit every day. They hate. They have a job they hate. They go back to a wife and kids they hate. They deal with all this stuff that they hate all the time. Like we are building ourselves absolute freedom to every day we were excited to wake up to work. and we're excited, and we're like hoping, once we have that all set, it's like, yeah, like we'll have like families where we can take them all over the world and have a great time and have all these good experiences. Like just have some like very novel, very different and unique, and be able to give the world to them. And it's deeper than just money. It's the freedom is the best part about the gig.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. That was really profound, by the way. And I was thinking of smiling and nodding as you're talking, because I was thinking today about how I haven't really leaned into the freedom aspect of it. I've been like just like grinding and taking meetings and doing my shit. And I was like, I told Jess today, I'm like, I'm going to lean into the freedom aspect of what I'm building now. That like, I think there's a little bit of me that's always feels a little guilty when I'm not grinding. And I just don't think that that's long term going to be the mode for me to be successful. I'm like, I got to enjoy it a little bit more. And not that I don't enjoy it, but like, I shouldn't be stressing out about some of the things that I'm stressing out about, because ultimately it doesn't really matter. It's like it's going to happen when I had to move a call today, for instance, and I was stressing about it. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm in charge of my, like, I'm not going to get in trouble. Like it's my time. My time's super valuable to me and the people spending time with me. Like it doesn't fucking matter. Like stop being such an employee.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's so. I mean, we're dealing with like memes, so it's so different. Like every company we work with, we're kind of on a little island outside of the company, and there's like one point of contact, and they're just basically like, "Holy shit, we need a viral post!" Like someone go talk to the meme guys, and then they go and talk to us, and we're like, "All right," and we give them something, and then they go and post it, and it goes viral, and then someone's like, they come back to the island, the canoe over, and they're like, "It went great, they loved it," and we're like, "Sweet," and then they leave the island, and then we don't fucking hear from them. So it's great because we're like kind of on our little island. No one even wants to talk to us. They just like
your mic?
Out. Oh,
did you just hit your mic?
We're back.
Yeah,
we're back.
Yeah, you're back. It's like they sound so cloudy. Look, I gotta go move the cabinet. My dad's texting me. He's like, "Are you coming?"
That's all right. We just finished our beers. This is great.
I look like it.
Rob, thank you for having on. We'll definitely we'll send a bunch of clips over to you so you can post
digital handshake.
Oh yeah,
Gentlemen, we've accomplished a lot of things. We've talked about a lot of things, and now we can go and have time with our family and friends on God's green earth. It's a beautiful day out and all that shit.
See you Monday.
We're clipping that, by the way.
This is going to be tough when we're like out here in the freezing cold, like we're.
Dude, I have a hot tub. We're gonna be hitting the hot tub.
In the hot tub.
That's amazing. All right,
yeah,
love
heat
you guys.
That pool up. All right, man.
No way.
Peace out, dude.
Close it.
Oh, see you, Rob.